Assalamu alaikum. Already we have completed our first chapter of physics, that is rotational dynamics. Now we are going to move towards our second chapter, which is newly introduced in this new syllabus, that is mechanical properties of fluid. That is mechanical properties of fluid. Okay. Now, what is fluid? Before that, we will have a glance about matter. Okay, what is matter? A substance which is available in this environment is called as matter. Then we classify the matter into different types. How many types of matters are there? There are three types of matter. How much? Three. Also, we can say there are four types, but fourth is not 100% we can say justified. So we consider only three types of matters, that are solid, liquid and gas, which you are studying these three states of matter since standard 5th or 6th. Okay, from that we are studying these three types of matters, and fourth one is the plasma, that is between the liquid and the gas. Okay, that is the fourth state of the matter. Okay, now in last year we have studied mechanical properties of solid. Okay, in few videos before I have just sent you the videos for your recap. What were the properties of, or what are the mechanical properties of solid? Okay, so in that we have studied shear. What is shearing? Stress. Okay, stress, strain, types of stress, types of strain. Okay, then different modulus we have studied. Hooke's modulus, Young's modulus, modulus of rigidity, bulk modulus, etc. Hooke's law, okay, Poisson's ratio, and much more we have studied in the mechanical properties of solid. Okay, now we are going to study the what are the mechanical properties of fluid. Okay, now what is fluid? When you talk about a fluid, only one thing that comes into your mind is something a liquid. No, fluid is not just a liquid. Fluid is a substance which can easily flow. Fluid is a substance which can easily flow. Okay, so it can be a liquid or it can be a gas too, because liquid is also flowing. Okay, if you pour a water from the mug, then that water will flow. Same way, the air is also flowing. Okay, so the thing which flow, substance which flow is called as fluid. So we have defined a fluid. What is fluid? A substance that can flow is called as fluid. So it can be anything. It can be anything. Okay, now as we are first studying the properties of fluid, so we are considering the ideal fluid. Okay, even though ideal fluid does not exist, we have to consider certain properties of ideal fluid. So the first property of ideal fluid is incompressible. We cannot compress ideal fluid. Okay, we cannot compress it. We cannot minimize it. Whatever the volume of the fluid is, that we cannot now see. This is a beaker which contains a water. Okay, I cannot whatever the volume this water has occupied, this volume of water, I cannot compress this volume and I cannot minimize this volume. So ideal fluid is incompressible. Next, it is irrotational. The turbulence, okay, which we see, the wind which is blowing, it is rotational sometimes. Cyclones which we say. Okay, so ideal fluid is irrotational. It should not rotate. Okay, the turbulence should be less or it should be zero. Then third is it should be non-viscous. Now what is viscosity? Viscosity is what? The ability with which a liquid flow. Now see, I have this slide with me. Okay, I'm just pouring few drops of water on it. What happens when I pour the water? See, water slides easily with only little stains of water remains on the slide. Okay, rest of the water has easily fallen down. Okay, now here I had one more example. On this, I had put a sanitizer. Now see, this sanitizer will flow, but the speed of that sanitizer is small and it will completely wet it. It will completely wet it. The speed with which it will flow is very less. Okay, so sanitizer or liquid or lubricant oil, if you take lubricant oil, so they are more viscous because they cannot easily flow. They have resistance to flow. They have resistance to flow. So viscosity is nothing but ability of resistance to flow. So water has less resistance to flow, so it flow very easily. Whereas this sanitizer or a lubricant oil, they have high resistance to flow, so they flow very slowly. Got it? That is called as viscosity. Then next, its flow should be steady. The water or a liquid which is flowing, with whatever speed it is flowing, the speed of that flow should be constant. It should not be like that, that at this point, now it will flow fast, afterward it will flow slow. Now it will flow slow, then it will, no, with constant speed it should flow. So these are the four properties of ideal fluid. What are those? Once again we repeat it. It is incompressible, it is irrotational, it is should be non-viscous, then its flow should be steady. These are the properties of ideal fluid. Now next, what are the properties of fluid? Okay, this is ideal fluid and this is fluid. Okay, first, they do not oppose the deformation. Now what is deformation? We have studied last year in mechanical property, in the chapter mechanical properties of solid. Okay, what is deformation? If you have certain thing, now I have this duster, I am applying the force, but when I am applying the force, does its shape be changing? Does the shape of the duster is changing? No. However, from wherever I am applying the force, if I apply the force from here, the shape of the duster is not changing. So it has a resistance to deformation. Okay. Whereas if you take the example of dough, okay, with which the chapatis are made. Okay. That dough which is made, if you apply the force on that dough, then what happens? The shape of that dough changes. And we have the good example. The dough which are made that are round and chapatis are like a circular shape. So completely there is change in the shape. So they are completely deformed. Okay. So this same as a liquid, they do not oppose deformation. They can be easily deformed. Now, right now, I have poured this liquid in this container. So it has taken the shape of this beaker. Okay. If I will pour it in certain other vessel, then it will take the shape of that. So complete shape of that fluid changes. So it do not oppose deformation. It get deformed easily. Then they have ability to flow. Yes, the fluids can easily flow through the whatever area you have. Okay, they have ability to take the shape of the container. That you have studied also in lower classes. In the difference between solid have definite shape and size, solid have definite structure, and liquid take the shape of the container in which they are poured. Now I have poured it in the beaker, so it has taken the shape of the beaker. If I will pour it in the test tube, it will take the shape of the test tube. Okay, so these are the properties of the fluid. Okay, here properties, we have three properties. Once again I am repeating it. They do not oppose deformation. They do not oppose deformation. They get deformed very easily. They have ability to flow. They can flow very easily. They have ability to take the shape of the container. Okay. Now, next point which we are studying, that is pressure due to the liquid column. Pressure due to liquid column. Okay. Now consider this is a beaker or vessel. Okay, consider this is a beaker or a vessel containing water in it, and I have one solid cylinder which I had just poured inside it. Now solid cylinder having cross section area, okay, area of that cylinder is A and height of the cylinder is H. Okay, it is inside the water. Now Now this water exerts certain force on this cylinder. Now what is the force? Now see, this cylinder is a solid cylinder, so it has certain mass, and that mass, okay, if we talk about the weight of it, so it has a mass, so it has a weight, and that weight is acting downward, and that weight is balanced by this liquid. So what is the force exerted by the liquid on this cylinder? It is nothing but equal to the weight mg of this. So F is equal to mg, force due to the liquid column on the cylinder. The force due to this liquid column on the cylinder is nothing but weight mg of the cylinder. So F is equal to mg. This is our equation number 1. Now, the force which is exerting on this area, this is circular area of that cylinder, on that area, that is called nothing but pressure. So pressure is nothing but ratio of force to area. Force acting per unit area is called as the pressure. We have defined the pressure. Okay. So pressure P is equal to force upon area. Force by this is nothing but mg, and area is this. So mg upon A. mg upon A. Now next, density. What is density? Density is what? How much molecules are present in that particular volume. That is called as density. If number of molecules are more, then it is more dense. If number of molecules are less, then it is less dense. So density of liquid is more high as compared to that of the gas, because the number of molecules in the liquids are more and that of the gas are less. So that is called as density. And we have the formula for density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. So I can just modify this and I get what? Mass is equal to volume, density into volume. Mass is equal to density into volume. So I substitute this in equation number 2. In place of M, I substitute rho into V. So pressure P is equal to rho Vg upon A. Rho Vg upon A, where V is the volume of this cylinder. Okay. Now what is volume? Formula for volume: area into height. Area into height gives us the volume. See here, this is the area and this is height. It gives us the volume of the cylinder. So volume is equal to A into H. So put here. So rho A Hg upon A get cancelled. What is remaining? Pressure P is equal to rho Hg, and this is expression for pressure due to liquid column. Okay, you should note it down.